What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Sorry, a little bit late. Trying to get this stupid background in order, as always. Um, I think it's pretty clear what we're going to be going over, but everybody's, I guess, I guess you'd say speculation is going to be different on the information that has, uh, you know, come forward by Jodie Sue Brown. Let me fix this real quick. I mean, that'll work. It's not going to be so glitchy. I think that's what I'm going to use. Try to get this microphone in the way. I don't know what that bright light's about up there, but we're going to try to make this work. I don't know why it's fizzy. Of course, I'm using the camera on my computer tonight because I didn't feel like setting up all the other stuff. But, it is what it is. It's going to work or it's not. Just bear with us. I hate that it's going to be like all fizzy or you know what I'm saying. Anyway, is that okay? Does that work? No. Be very, very still. Okay. It might not. We'll see how it goes, okay? Anyway, it's going to be one of those nights, I guess. Anyway, damn, it's not going to even do it. I thought it was going to, work itself out there, but obviously it's not going to. Is that a little better? Okay. Let's see how that works. Anyway, thank y'all so much. I'm sorry about that. It might be a little whatever, but it's going to have to do. Anyway, thank y'all again for being here. Thank you, Miss Delta Lady. Thank you, Cotton Candy. 56. I think that I saw that you became a member too. Thank y'all so much. Where are you? I don't want to miss you. Miss Delta Lady, there was another one. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I think she became a member before we got started. Anyway, like I said, we're going to be going over this information, the stuff that Jodie Sue talked about last night. And in my opinion, why it matters and, you know, why it's relevant. Is it done out of retaliation because Andy was on another platform on CSI last night? If so, that's going to have to work there. If so, if it was out of retaliation, it's still no excuse. What's said is said, what's done is done. Now you have to pay the consequences. If that's wrong and you're spreading misinformation, or if it's accurate, you got to pay the piper, right? It is it's very disheartening as to why she would say those things, or even out of rage, jealousy, impulse. There's no excuse for that, correct? Let me put this out. I get y'all's opinions on that too, because I mean, there is no excuse whatsoever to say anything against children, especially to the extent that somebody would purposely take um, any kind of substance to sedate a child. Um, First off, I want to give a shout out to Chasing Truth. She did amazing on Tiffany's panel today. My opinion, she literally asked the exact questions. They're not, and the thing is that they're not extremely hard questions. She asked her first and foremost, why or how, rather, how could you come out uh, in the very beginning and say that, the parents are not guilty? Everybody leave them alone. Summer was loved and well taken care of. if this information that she is saying uh, and says had knowledge of prior to Summer going missing is true, nobody ever, we've said it many times before, nobody with the knowledge that she has said, prior, just the story of the liquor in the sippy cup, all that, that's bad enough. But saying you knew and were aware of things uh, to this caliber, nobody would ever say that, sit there and come out on a live stream. Well, sorry, Facebook live stream and say that the parents, are not guilty, right? It's insane. But, there's been multiple um okay, thank you. Lips says no liquor in sippy cup. Ask Marlene. I'll put it out there. Good deal. I just don't see how she thinks the things that are said would ever be a good idea. But again, shout out to Chasing Truth. We admire her. We consider her a friend. We've actually uh, a friend and a mentor. We've looked up to her. We've tried to follow her lead on how she, conducts herself and how she, you know, we're nowhere near the caliber that she is, and we shouldn't be. She's been doing this. She's very skilled in what she does, and she brings facts and truth to every uh, thing she does. You know, let's give her credit from the get go of this case when things were said about even Candace's record in Wisconsin. There was all sorts of misinformation and things that weren't accurate. She went and got the record, broke it down, even Don Wells' record, and was accurate about it. Multiple breaking, he had burglary and drug charges. She had her charges with um in Wisconsin where I think it was assault against um a spouse, or I don't quote me on that, but you know those charges where she had to turn over the um the rights to her children, and I believe did so willingly in that. Yeah, anyone had a question, and this is not meant to bash Jodie Sue whatsoever, and never have we tried to do that in the past. It's just asking questions that are relevant, asking questions that should be answered. Jodie Sue, why did you say this when you said that? The problem is with her and the things that she says is that, if any other creator were to come out, or, any other platform channel, I don't care how big, how small, whatever, were to come out with some of the things that she has said, and then say we don't have to answer, questions as to why those statements are made, or why that platform believes those statements to be fact. If we ever, this channel or any other, came out and said we don't have to answer because y'all are just YouTube, right? The channel wouldn't last a day. They would never get another view. People would never watch them. But yet she feels that you know things she said should not be questioned and it should just be taken as fact. Therefore, so be it. Wipe your, dust yourself off. It's over with. Whatever. Um, Lisa, a little bit. You are not blocked in this chat. Thank you. Hey, everybody coming in. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Izzy Pop. Hey, Lip Lock No More. Thank y'all. Thank you, mods. Cold Case Crystal. Thank you so much for being here. If guys, I want to really promote Cold Case Crystal. If y'all haven't went over there, please go over there and subscribe to her. Please drop her a link in the chat. She's doing really good. Her heart's in the right place. She is a foster parent, and she covers things very truthfully and accurate to the best of her ability, like any other uh, um, fact-based channel does. Are we wrong from time to time? 100%. We're not perfect. The important thing to important practice to keep as any creators to be able to admit when you're wrong and say you're wrong when you're wrong, and try to fix it in the best way possible. She's awesome. She did an awesome live today. Please go over there and subscribe to her. Her link will be shared in the chat. We greatly appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, I tried to, hey, Southern Gospel Gal 62. I tried to actually conduct this live a little early. Allie said she's sorry that she had to miss this. She might be in here just in a little bit. She's in there taking care of things before she has to go back to work tomorrow. Her foot is healed, or she broke her foot, and she's completely healed, and she was cleared to go back to work. I know it's going to be a sad day. I'm going to miss her. We've had a lot of time to spend together. And I hate it for her. I really do. I have so much to do and catch up on. That's neither here nor there, right? Responsibilities. Got to take care of them. Kenny Lambert. All right, man. I'll try to answer you back there. What's up, Sage Sleuth, CSI? Thank you guys for going over there and and subscribing to her. Anyway, okay. So, where to go to? All right, so I'm going to pull up her statements that she made last night. Does anybody have a good place that I can get that is clipped, because I couldn't find it, and I don't want to get struck for aiding fair use, and I wanted to be careful not to step over. I tried to reach out to some people, but it was at the last minute. Does anybody have that link so I can pull that up? Sorry, I have to ask at the last minute, but I do not have it. And she privated her video earlier, and I don't know if she's made that. Michelle After Dark. Michelle Walks. Cool. Okay. Hopefully she doesn't mind that I use that, because I did see that one, but I'm going to use that for commentary and under fair use. Hopefully, I don't think she would mind, honestly. We've always been cool about giving. Gavel Geeks has it. Cool. Yeah, I saw that. Benny Keys has it. Cool. All right, let me pull that up real quick, okay? So I'm gonna do this. So, excuse me. We're gonna go into detail on this because I feel like it's very, very important. And I'm going to give you my input on this, and I think that it's going to be very different, and we're going to break it down from the beginning. And I feel, I encourage you guys to stay and check this out, because I believe this might be very informative. It might make you think a little different when I get done giving you my opinion on it. So. Is it on oh, there it is. Okay, so let me come back over here and we'll share that. Yeah, if y'all don't care, I'm going to ask early on. If you don't care, before we get started, and I encourage people that are coming in, please, we don't ask for anything here. We don't ask for super chats. We don't ask for anything. We don't ask for you to become a member. We ask that you just hit that like button, leave your touch DNA on that like button. We greatly appreciate it. Michelle After Dark has Chrome. I'm on Michelle Walks, and I think that's where I think that's where I have it. This is a very short one, but we'll use it. And then y'all be sure to listen at the end. I'm gonna go over a case that's local at the end of this live that I feel like should have went mainstream media over across the nation, but was swept under the rug. And this is right in my very close to the area I live in, and it's gonna blow your mind. Okay, so here we go. For real? Oh man, is it gonna be like that?
Y'all go over there and ask why
What on earth is happening?
exactly it is he was selling drugs to the children at 110. Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit he was selling over there. Go ask. Because I have fucking questions. Not standing in front of him anymore. Yeah. And I found about a few days before all the shit went down. I'm not kidding, dude. And I got the fucking receipts on it. And I'm sure law enforcement does as well.
It's a good place to start right here. Good place to just go ahead and talk about. She says, "I'm sure law enforcement does as well." She didn't say she reported it over. She then goes on to later say that they're the feds, man. They're the feds. They're the feds. Just because they're the feds, they don't know unless you report it. And I'm going to give my reasons as to why I don't believe anything she says. Now, there's been another channel that I saw earlier that Jodie Sue does say, and it's very strange how she would say this because then she's saying that she saw Summer on the 15th. She says that she, um, uh, you know, this sedation would lead to why Summer looks so sleepy or drowsy on the 15th. How do you know what she looked like on the 15th? First and foremost, um, Jodie Sue, how do you know? Did you see her? Did you see her? Did something happen and uh, you know, did you have to go up there and you know help Candace with something during a an intense situation, an accident? What is it? That's a very big question I have. So anyway, back as to why I don't think she reported this, and before that, have you noticed that every time she has receipts, first and foremost, how do you have receipts for this? And if we are not privy, YouTube is just YouTube. We're not important. She didn't have to explain anything. Receipts are meant for YouTube. That is a slang or you know true crime jargon for bringing proof. Are you bringing receipts to law enforcement? Are you bringing your proof to law enforcement? You should have already done that days leading up till, in her own words, quote, what did she say? The shit went down. That's quote unquote what she said. You know, first and foremost, how dare you say that went down? Are you meaning to say when a child went missing? When an innocent 5-year old girl, Summer Moon Utah Wells, went missing? That's not, uh, you know, that's not shit in my opinion. That's very far from it. That's a very, you know, very precious child that, you know, we don't know anything. That's the thing. Now, Jodie Sue, do you? Now, this is where it's going to get interesting, guys, before I play anything else. And I hope I lay this out where it's very understandable and that y'all can follow along with me. I've spoke about it multiple times on, you know, on this panel, on other panels. Yeah, I know she said Andy and Candace are responsible, but I feel like that she's feeling the pressure right now and the blame starting to get pushed on people, and very far fetched claims are starting to come out. If she reported any of this like she claims to have, Candace, Andy, whoever was responsible would not be walking free over a year later. No way ever would that be even, you know, marginally, a possibility. The, I mean, yes, I'll be first and foremost to say that I believe that there is corruption in every small town. I believe there is corruption over there, 100%. But how far and how far this way would law enforcement have to turn a blind eye to not act on a report to that magnitude? Correct? Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Brandy Davis. Look, I hope y'all got my email. I was just making sure y'all got it. I wasn't trying to be any type of way. I hope it didn't get conveyed that way in that email. I was just making sure y'all got it. Thank you, by the way, again. Y'all are awesome. Appreciate it. Anyway, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So there's one strike on that whole story, Jodie Sue. But I'm going to just try to, just shoot from the hip when I go with this, what I'm trying to lay out to you guys right now. And sorry guys if I don't see the chat right now. I'm going to be trying to focus on what I'm talking about. Then I'll check out the chat and try to get caught up with you guys. Yeah, and should have, Denise Stanger. I very hope. I very much hope so. Not very hope. I very much hope so that happened. Anyway, so there's my reason for not believing that her story is accurate. Then she goes on to say multiple children. She's trying to speak, and I'm not going to talk about whose children it is, but somebody that was on the property. She's trying to imply that, MC, if y'all know what that stands for, that her child is potentially involved in. And she says the girls up there, that the sedation was given for that reason. I don't know. Now we're gonna rewind. Now we're gonna rewind to my opinions and what I believe has happened. Now there's some people that believe that she just has said these things and ran narratives for her own personal gain. I don't believe that. I believe there's too much work, too much methodical effort, and calculated, you know, things that have been produced, fabricated by Jodie Sue, uh, to just be for some personal gain. And that's not throwing shade on anybody. This is just my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna lay it out right here. All right, so for on June 16th, 2021, day after Summer goes missing. Jodie Sue does it. Now, don't quote me on this. I believe this is where when she does this Facebook Live, and I might be off by a day or so. I actually have a clip in my downloads. I might try to find that. But she comes forward on Facebook Live. She says, "Hold up, guys! Y'all need to, lay off the parents. They're not involved. Summer's loved, well taken care of." Why do I believe that she brought this out to begin with? Well, on June 14th, go back 2 days. Now I'm saying if the 16th is the correct date. I don't have the date in front of me. Lots of dates, lots of information. I'm saying very soon after Summer went missing. Let's do it better that way. Not a specific date. Very soon after Summer went missing, she makes that statement on Facebook Live. Now rewind to June 14th. What happens? You have somebody new that's not familiar with the Ben Hill area, the Beach Creek area, who buys property beside Jodie Sue. Who is that? That's Jackie Dobbs. They call the police on him. I don't know if Miss Bernard, Andy's mother, knows anything on this or anything. I don't have any idea, but she posted on Facebook that there was a strange man that was camping on their property. He was over the property line from his property that he just bought, and over on 125 Ben Hill Road, which is Jodie Sue and Andy's property they were staying on. As of, June 15th at that time, okay? Pictures were taken of the man. Pictures of his vehicle. They went to extreme measures to show and have this man, in my opinion, and this is all speculation. This is my opinion. Make sure that's very clear. This is my opinion. This is not fact, speculation. This is where I believe all this calculated, efforts and the reasons for them. Jodie Sue, they have Jackie Dobbs out there. She, in my opinion, that could be a possible fall guy. All right, you have pictures of all of his vehicle, everything. They run him off the property. Hear me out before y'all just hear me out, okay? They run him off the property. And then go to extreme measures and say that they, want to make sure that he's not, they go looking for him and make sure that he's not went down on any of the other properties that, Polly owns or any of the other haulers. How would he know to go to any of those areas if they don't know, if Jackie Dobbs doesn't know Jodie Sue personally? How would he know to go to any of those other? Why do you feel the need to go to those areas and make sure he's not there? Now, she does another live where she's talking about going and looking for him. Okay. First off, she changes her story 3 times. Allie actually usually tells this part, but I'm going to do my best. I think it's 3 times. She goes in this live, and this it might be the same one as when she's saying the parents were not, not to blame. But don't quote me on that. But she says, we went out and we looked for Summer. No, wait, that's 14th. That's before she went missing. No, we were out looking to make sure the Jackie Dobbs guy wasn't down on the property. And by the end of it, she then again says, we were out looking for Summer. Now, something that might not be known. Sorry, Allie just brought me my plate. I'm going to try not to eat. I'm going to set this over here. Something that might not be known is Jodie Sue and them went up to the Wells property on June 14th to tell the Wells, Candace and Don, about Jackie Dobbs. So there again, Lee gives another account of how they're trying to push Jackie Dobbs out there for everybody, right? A lot of effort is being, taking place. They also say that they go out and search and look in area motels, parking lots, and make sure that he's why go to this extreme to look for a man who bought the property next door, who was over the property line a little bit because he's new to his property. You run him off, do whatever. Why go to those extremes? Now, I hope you're following me. Controlling the narrative. Thank you, Lacey. I hope y'all are following me on this. Okay. Not only that, now that's then, after all this effort to, to make sure Jackie Dobbs is well documented, well talked about, she goes up to the Wells, tells them about the creepy guy that's up there, over the property line. Then, then she makes that first live stream. I believe that she thought that now I don't know the reason to this yet, but I feel like it's very, why it's cover stories for something or a plan to have something, possibly speculation again. I feel like she saw that the narrative, or not the narrative, but the climate of the public was pointing not an abduction theory that she thought that was going to be, picked up and ran with. And, the climate pointed back at the parents. So then what does she have to do? Oh, she can't be on the wrong side of that, right? You follow me? She can't be on the wrong side. So then she has to start changing her story. Slowly but surely, she doesn't 100% point at the parents and say they're the ones. She starts, just, very gradually saying different things about them. Right? Okay. So I'm hoping I don't get ahead of myself here because this is a lot. And it's a lot for me to try to keep in my mind and try. It makes sense. Me and Allie have been talking about this for a while, and we've kind of talked about it in different parts over the, past month, 2 months, however long we started first talking about the discrepancies or inconsistencies or contradictions that Jodie Sue has said from statement to statement. So what happens? What happens next? Then she's out talking. There's the scream theory. She's following that. What does that lead to though? What could that possibly be? That could either point at an abduction or that could point at the parents. Either one. So she then has him. Then she then comes out saying, "Oh well, I heard." Candace on the phone. She left, slowly starts throwing in extra things. She left possibly more than once. We've covered why did Candace, go out when she did go out when Summer first went missing. She goes out in the truck and goes out Ben Hill, but she doesn't go towards Solomon's Temple. She goes out towards Mount Carmel Church near Fields Road, right? Why did she, potentially go that way? Well, what property is down there? Where did they go search for Jackie Dobbs? Maybe Jodie Sue planted in Candace's mind, hey, you remember the creepy guy that we saw that we ran off the property? We had to go down there and search. We had to go down there and look and make sure he wasn't near those properties. Maybe that was planted in Candace's mind. Because remember, when we first asked Candace about Jodie Sue, she had nothing but great things to say. Had nothing but just, above and beyond, Jodie Sue could do no wrong, just spoke very highly of her. And our first impression was they were friends. Now, to speak about, this is where it gets crazy. Now, before we first went to the Wells property, it was September the 4th. Keep that date in mind. But what happens the month prior to that? We have the people that went up to help with the renovations on the Wells house. This is bypassing all the stuff with the dogs alerting on her feet, her taking the dogs, her dogs on a walk. When there's an active canine search with scent dogs, would that not disrupt an active search? That's bypassing all that. And, the things that she said where, she shows herself with her receipts. Remember, she puts out this information and she contradicts herself. She says, by showing her text, she texts Andy at 2:00 and says, I hear a weird sound. Nothing else is mentioned through that. Now, if you heard a scream at 4:00, you would definitely tell somebody that right in your text. Her text messages and the record of that don't add up. They're not consistent. So I hope is this making sense? So, I hope this is making sense. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are following me, please. I got to take a bite of this macaroni and cheese. It looks amazing. So bear with me. Now I'm going to set this out of the way as to not be rude. Cats over here eating up food. Yeah, it's a mess, but look, this is well thought out. If this is accurate, this is very, very calculated. And to say Jodie Sue isn't calculated is not giving her the credit she deserves. To think that the thing she does and says is by accident would be very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? Be ignorant. Lack of knowing, be very ignorant or very, just it wouldn't be well thought out to say, or well perceived that she wasn't calculated, right? Anyway, naive, there's the word, Mary Martins. Thank you so much. I was racking my brain for that word. Remiss, thank you. Naive of us, thank you, Danny. Thank you so much. Brain fart. Tell y'all don't act like y'all don't get those from time to time. I ain't the only one. Y'all laugh, acts like y'all got a sense of humor in here. It ain't got to be all serious all the time. Why so serious? Real sunflower, eat your dinner, Cam. No, this is important to me, and it's important that we cover this, and because I feel like there's been a lot of times through this. It's nobody's fault that people have questioned Jodie Sue through this. We don't have to go about the hateful. We don't have to bash her. We don't even have to do anything but show what she says and compare it. And, her walls come tumbling down. She got away with it for the longest time. Why? Because this is how calculated I believe she is went. She already had a cover story. She already had a story in place. She had this, the story that people were stalking, harassing, terrorizing her. YouTubers actually blamed us for that. I never spoke on Jodie Sue Brown till well into 2022, but she sure has been speaking about us since early on 2021. I wasn't even privy to that. I didn't even know. I heard some things. Actually, I was, because I heard that she accused us of having her followed and whatnot, and actually went on a live with Tiffany Marie that Jodie Sue was on. Some of y'all might remember, and cleared that up with her. That's when I asked about the scream, and she told me it was a sound, or she said it was a sorry, of course it'd be a sound. She told me, I said, what did the scream sound like? It was the animalistic. She said it was a shape. I'm sorry, you can't make this up. She told me that it was a shape. She heard it as a shape. I'm like, are you being for real right now? Now this is, if it's not calculated, I'm going to give her the benefit. If it's not calculated, then she had an out right there. If she didn't think, well, this might be, a point in time that I can throw something out there and play the crazy card. I don't know. But I have never heard anybody tell me that something sounded like a shape. Yes, Connie, my flipping life, she told me a shape. And I came this close to asking, was it a circle, a square, triangle, rectangle, octagon? But I didn't. I held my tongue. If that live is if Tiffany has that live available, I don't know if she does. I think she took down a lot of that stuff. It would be good to go back and listen to. Right. It was a rhombus. Right. After either with a careful plan or just random malicious mischief. I don't see a reason for this. Now, I'm going to jump back to August 1st. The people that were going up to help with the renovations on the Wells house that were, given to them by DHS, the bare minimum that the house had to be in, be fixed and have these standards met, the certain areas that they wished. There was a report given to them. They had a piece of paper that said they had to. Now, whether that was something that was old or something that was current that was given to them, I don't know. All I know is that there was a sheet by DHS that said they had to have certain things done in that house before they would even, even think about letting any children come back there. And there was a lot more other things that they had to do, which they weren't very open about. That's besides the point. Now, August 1st, what do we know? This is how well Candace liked Jodie Sue and believed everything, and how she thought of Damien, her son. That's another thing. Her son is 19 years old. He probably maybe be 20 at this point in time as the months have went by. I don't know his birthday, but 19 years old is a grown man. He's not a tiny human. She's tried to, very early on, Jodie Sue tried to, pass it off as her children were young, very small. She speaks about them like they're small or, young in age, but he's 19-year-old man. This is when Curse with Curiosity. No, I have not, and we'll get to why I have not met Jodie Sue Brown. Okay, I'm starting at August 1st. Then we'll go to August 15th. Then we'll go to September 4th, the first time that we ever go to Ben Hill and are allowed on the Wells property to film the trails. August 1st, those people first came up. There was a mother and her two daughters. And that it was their first visit to help with Candace with whatever she needed in the renovations, cleaning, whatever. I have to like this. So they're up there, and an alarm, emotion alarm that's been set near the halfway point in the driveway is installed because they had prior problems with people trespassing since Summer went missing on that property. Well, the three women that are there aren't there very long, and one of the daughters sees somebody in the woods running, right? Creeping around. They hear the driveway alarm go off multiple times. I think that the person that was in the woods, and you will soon find out that it, allegedly is Damian Bernard, Jodie Sue's son. The alarm goes off because I don't believe that he was aware that it was installed. One of the daughters of, it's the mother and her two daughters, pursues him, runs after him, and because it scares her. These three women are up there with just Candace, and I don't know if Grandma was out of town at this time yet or if she was there, but it was just women there. Dawn's at work, whatever. They she pursues this person that's creeping around the woods. The person that is trespassing takes off running, allegedly Damian Bernard. She pursues him down the driveway. He's down in the area where the bus sits, okay? Keep an idea of where that area is, okay? This is where, we believe in law enforcement, I think, has spoke. It was, I don't believe the dog trail, and I think it's clear the dog trail is not where the scent went down. I believe it went down through that bus trail area, down the driveway, because law enforcement, Ronnie Lawson said the scent ends where the gravel ends and the pavement begins, right? So he comes from the bus area, he runs down that way. She gets to the part of the driveway where it can be seen from the road on Ben Hill. Jodie Sue is sitting in a vehicle and starts honking her horn, alerting, causing a big, in my opinion, distraction. Okay. She claims that she was trying to get a hold of Candace and get Candace's attention that somebody was creeping around the woods. Why not drive? You're in a vehicle. Why not drive up there and tell her? You're welcomed on the property. Damien has permission to be on the property anytime he wants, and whatever. Well, at this time, the other sister and the mother and Candace are, I think the other sister had made her way down, but the sister who pursued uh, allegedly Damien goes to the window of Jodie Sue and starts talking to her. Damien comes out of the woods. Alleged Damien comes out of the woods. And one of the sisters says, "That's the guy that I just chased. That's him." Jodie Sue says, "No, that's my son. He's just checking the mail." Mind you, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do it. I guess I'm going to have to show this. Okay, give me a second. Mind you, okay, let me share my screen. All right. So make sure that's at, okay, y'all can see that? Okay, cool. Wells driveway right here. Jodie Sue's parked right there, okay? The person that that one of the sisters pursued comes out of the woods right here. Jodie Sue's sitting here and says, "No, that's not, that's not him. He was checking the mail." Now, the Wells mailbox is right here. Jodie Sue's mailbox is not till you get around this curve and is over here. So why is he exiting the woods? Why is he exiting the woods from this area right here? Okay. Does that make sense? All right. Why is he exiting the woods there, and why would she say he's checking the mail? It made no sense, right? This woman's like, what in the world are you talking about? Candace comes down, Jodie Sue starts shooting the breeze with her or whatever. And you know, this is again where it just doesn't make sense. So Candace is told by these people, "Hey, that was Jodie Sue's son." When they're going back up the hill, that's who I chased off the property. She says, "No, no. If he wanted to be up on this property, he would have just walked up the driveway." So is this relevant? I think it might be, knowing everything that Jodie Sue has done and everything that, people, gave us a lot of hell. We didn't come out with this information. Another platform did, but we were aware of it, and we went and got the witnesses to this. All six of them, sorry, five of the six spoke on two of our lives back when we first started covering this, and, spoke that these things occurred. It happens again on the 15th with three other people, a mother, daughter, and her daughter's husband. Okay, that's on the 15th. All right. This is where this gets good, and I hope I'm laying this out good for you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for being patient with me. Yeah, the dogs mysteriously stopped at her feet. Coco Chanel, that's right there at the end of that driveway where the gravel ends and the hardtop begins. So that happens August 1st. August 15th. What could he be doing creeping around the woods when he has permission? Don't say to be nosy, because if he's nosy, wouldn't you just walk up the driveway if you had permission? Offer to help, just lean around, listen to what everybody's saying. I would think so. But why be in the woods creeping around? To speculate even farther, was something dropped? Was something, was there something he's looked for? Was there something that, they were worried about? Who knows? But this, I believe six people over Jodie Sue. This is the point I want to make. What does Jodie Sue do immediately upon hearing this information and the people that spoke out? She immediately tries to slander them like she does every single person who questions her. She says they're twacked out. They're chasing people, imaginary people in the woods with knives. She then says that she has this ambulance, this problem with her heart, and the ambulance has to come get her. Now, I don't know the exact date, but it's not August 1st. It's not August 15th. I think, don't quote me, it was near the 25th or somewhere. Like, somebody please correct me if somebody knows the date of when that ambulance, somebody in the chat, please, if you have an idea. No, they did not have a big barrel. not so dumb blonde that they poured human waste in the bathroom. That's not accurate. That where that is being twisted and not and misconstrued is they couldn't flush toilet paper. The Wells couldn't flush toilet paper in their toilet as it would stop up their their lines and their pipes up there. So they had to burn the paper waste, any toilet paper, things like that. That's where that was being twisted and not told accurately. Anyway, she says this story about an ambulance. It doesn't line up. Her stories are not accurate. She tries to slander these people who have good reputations, who have businesses they own, who are very far uh, from being tweakers or people that are chasing people around in the middle of the night. That was the first thing. That's what made my red flags go up, to even start questioning, why would you say that? Why would you immediately go on the defense like that? If it's nothing, then it's nothing. Her reactions lead to why people question the things she said. Okay? Yeah, exactly. Duchess's discussions. I agree. That, and I've been covering that. That's why I'm going over this. And I'm just going over my opinions of why these things were said. So then we go to September the 4th. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. All right, let's go to September the 4th now. September the 4th is the first time we were ever on 110 Ben Hill, the property. We were invited up to film the trails and everything up there. That's when we went up there and did that. We had heard rumor of a neighbor who heard an alleged scream, right? We asked the private investigators who were up there, who actually chaperoned, or, whatever you would call it, was over, just watching over while we were there, and making sure, they first time meeting us, for, they were there on behalf of the Wells, showing us kind of the area. I asked them, I said, what about the neighbor? Can we talk to her? September the 4th now. She says, the prime investigator tells us that Jodie Sue says YouTubers have ruined her life. She's not talking to anybody. Was YouTube even a question then? Was she even involved with YouTube? No. I don't even know if YouTubers have even gotten, were, talking to her. Maybe Amanda Esvita. I'm not sure if she is in here. She might be able to clear that up. This is very important. So she's already trying to not speak to anybody. She says YouTubers that ruin her life. She's not speaking to anybody. There's that. Now, then Jodie Sue goes on to say that Andy said he saw us partying with the Wells on a date. What was the date? In August. And we had misspoke back early on and said that our first time on the Wells property was sometime in August, but it wasn't until September 4th. So she went with that date and tried to say Andy saw us up there. Wrong again. Strike two. Okay. She's not even, they only have 2 more days. The 4th is when we're there. September the 6th is her eviction date from 125 Ben Hill Road by Polly Bernard. She has to be off the property by then. So there's another thing. All right, so I'm going to just go kind of cruise through this leading up to this. I hope this is making sense to y'all, and I hope this might make you think a little bit. She's very calculated. What is she covering up? What is Damien in question. This is when she starts, she said throughout, tried to what? Have her minor child talk, you know, speak about something Andy said that an adult said on one of her live streams, saying that he saw this and he saw that. Andy didn't say that. I look forward to hearing what Andy said. Now, is Andy, uh, you know, out of the woods yet? No, we have to hear what he says. That's not saying that he's more credible than, nobody's saying that. Nobody's taking sides, but I believe that we've seen that she's tried to push blame on this man multiple times. That then leads us to question, how serious were the things that you are saying? Nobody's doubting that you went through a rough time or you've been through a bad relationship with this man. Nobody's saying that, but then it makes you question, Jodie Sue, how inaccurate, if by how inaccurate you have been through the other things and the things that have been almost blatant lies. How can we believe the things that you are then saying? You know, this happened to me, so don't talk to me. I have this, I have that, whatever. It's always that's another thing. It's always when anybody questions her, it becomes the me. Look what you're doing to me. Look what you're hurting me with. You're doing this to me. You're hurting my children. You're doing this. No, we're not. We're asking a question. Okay? That's all. We're just asking you a question. That doesn't mean that it's not an attack on you, Jodie Sue. We're just wanting to know why you said that. But that's that's out of bounds. Nobody can do that. She's done it to herself, guys. That's the truth. We saw the pity party today after she left Tiffany Marie's live. She went over there. She didn't even talk about the things that were supposed to be talked about. It was, how dare you have chasing up there, and it was almost like a child in the chat. I will come up if chasing comes down. Go up there like an adult with Chasing Truth and Tiffany and discuss your, she kept saying, I don't want Chasing speaking for me. Nobody's speaking for you. Chasing's not speaking for you. You're speaking for you in your own video, your own clip of you saying these things. You're speaking for you. Now, if you don't agree with the way that people are taking the information, then get up there and you know, get up there and break it down for us. But it reminded me of a child that's like, if she doesn't come down, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Which she did. She privated that live so nobody could watch it, and then she left and went over to her own channel. Very childish. Very childish. Anyway, now going forward, I don't know the exact dates. I'll have to look on my phone. Actually, I'll do that real quick. And I was actually going to show these, but I'm going to make clips and I might put it out in just a video. I'll do that at a later time, but I'm going to read some things for you. Okay. So the first time we ever spoke to Miss Jodie Sue, she reached out to us through Facebook Messenger. On October 7th, 2021, I reached out to her. I said, hey, Jodie Sue, it's Cam and Allie for Cracking Cases. Just wanted to reach out where I saw you in the chat and talk to you a little bit. I hope you enjoyed our live. We've been spending a lot of time up at the Wells property, filming and going over the trails and things. I'd like to talk to you one-on-one because we really would like to ask about the scream and the things that were heard that day. Okay, I said, I hope to get back to us. God bless. And I hope you're feeling okay. We know you have some health issues and we're praying for you. She then replies back, is your Wi-Fi internet connections good where you are? I said, yes, very good. I said, I have fiber optic internet. Okay, if you have a few minutes, I'll call via messenger once I get settled at about 10:15ish. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Let me look through here. I will show these all in their entirety, but I want to get to the point, the important points I want to talk about. Okay. Okay. I asked her then at it's 10:35. I sent a message. I said, "Is everything okay? I just haven't heard back from you. I was getting worried." "No, it's not. Sorry." She says back. I said, "Sorry. I hope we're not bothering you. We were actually on the phone with the PIs and they just wanted to message you and tell you that you're good with us. We're good people. So we don't want you to worry about anything like that. Thank you, Race Girl. Appreciate it." She says, "You aren't. Lawson is." This is what she says. "You aren't. Lawson is." Listen to this next one here. All right. I have to turn this background off. Hold on. "And I'm probably getting ready to be screwed or silent," she says. "You aren't. Lawson is. And I'm probably getting ready to be screwed or silenced." This is our first time speaking to her, right? I want to see what y'all. You see what I'm saying? All right. I said, "Oh my gosh." This was early on. I said, "Oh my gosh, I understand we have concerns about Hawkins County as well. I'm just going to tell you that we will not record anything unless it's okay with you. We are not like that, and we don't sneak around to do anything like that. We were going to actually tell you we can do a live stream, and as you as our panel guest, or we can do it pre-recorded. And that would be, of course, after we talk to you first and then figure out everything to make sure that you're safe above everything else." Made sure that we made that very clear with her, okay? "I'm not safe in the least, especially not now. And Hawkins County is why." Okay? "Voldemort and his family pulling favors from Lawson is why. And my just outing that on Facebook is not going to go well. Bank on it," she says. "I had planned to do so anyway here in a day or two, but not this soon. I wasn't ready." I don't know what she said. I said, "Holy SHIT, sorry to hear that." I said, I guess this is why other people have tip lines, such as, shows, private investigators, whatever, as a lot of people don't trust giving tips to law enforcement if they feel like they would be blamed or something, is what I was saying to her. Okay. There's a reason for this. Okay, can't tell that part because that's where I live. I said, so we're not far away. And we know how law is around here. But he's trying to get ahead of SHIT, she says. He knows is coming for me because of a situation with a fake FBI person and the real feds. She's talking about this early on. Why is that? She's talking about this early on. She's paranoid of law enforcement. Why? Only people that are guilty of something are very paranoid of law enforcement. I said, okay. I said, OMG. Well, the more people that know you're doing something publicly, the safer you are. That people can't mess with you. If you're in the public eye, then they can't touch you as easy because people are paying attention to what's going on with you. Trying to calm her down. I don't know anything about her at this point in time. We're this first time I ever spoke to her, and I get hit with this right out the gate, right? I'm like, mind blown. And that messes up things for evil people that try to do things. You just do things that make you feel safe. Don't let us ever pressure you to do anything that makes you uncomfortable, because your safety is most important above all else. That's where that's said. She says, can you pull up my Facebook? Others are unable to. It keeps happening. Hold on, we will check and I'll let you know. Thank you. So, like I said, we're on the phone with PIs as we're speaking to you right now, and they will make sure that you're safe. I promise, regardless if you do an interview with us or not, they will make sure that you're taken care of. I know they are good people. And I said, yeah, we can see where you said, Lawson, go F yourself. That's what I was talking about in Cold Case Crystal's live earlier. This is where she had posted on her Facebook after, I think this is right after Lawson said the scream was unfounded. She tells Lawson to go F himself. She says, I have info they need now. I have info they need now. And I can't message it. Tell them it isn't safe. They'll have to visit in person. And I said, are you talking about the PIs? I said, I actually just read it out to them, what you said, so they know. They said they will come see you. Just holler back and let us know when you get everything figured out. I told the PIs to give you a call, and get in touch with you. It was urgent. October 21st, 2021, 12:21 a.m. I'm sorry y'all were targeted yesterday too. As you can see, the circus is in full effect, she says. Thank you for saying that we did nothing to nobody to deserve the stuff that's been said about us. We've always been people that have been trying to be helpful. That's fresh, right? Coming from her, because she's done nothing but bash us. But she says sorry okay. She says, I know. I watched it unfold last night. It's about me, as batshit as that sounds, and these YouTubers trying to manipulate and abuse me and force me to come heel like a dog and act like I'm dumb. I don't see it or won't fight back, and y'all are getting caught up in it. This is what she says. Them going full tilt last night was just the beginning of the games they continue. they've continued today. Even I laughed at the accusations of cocaine and alcohol, by the way, she says. Thank you. You want to see that? That's from Jodie Sue. She's saying that what did she always try to push the narrative that we were partying with the whales? Even I laughed at the accusations of cocaine and alcohol. Right there it is. There's y'all's proof. Those are for the haters out there, and those are for the ones that have followed Jodie Sue's every word and beck and call that she from the very get go. There's her contradicting herself on things she said about us. That should be very, very eye opening to some. She says, then, but y'all stay safe, okay? These MFers are going real life in ways you wouldn't dream of and don't know about yet. They are dangerous. Keep witnesses with you, even if it's just each other. Don't go anywhere alone. Keep a dash cam. A cam pointed at the road or driveway too, etc. The setups are real, and YouTube is GD crazy. If y'all want to chat off record, not on cam or leaked, that's fine. You are more than welcome to visit, she says. But I think it's up to locals at this point. These massive ones are crazy and dangerous and harming everything. Y'all hear that? She's talking about YouTubers and YouTube creators. And by the way, please take that as advice. It wasn't a threat or anything, she says. I'm apparently being watched by these YouTubers. I thought we were okayish, and what was said to me was a veiled, delayed threat or a setup and scary. So, yeah, there is also doxing half of Beach Creek tonight, and it has me on fire. That's not true. Nobody doxed half of Beach Creek. And I called them out on funds earlier. So, yeah, super being eaten alive currently. All right. Okay, so this is funny. I'm gonna keep reading this to y'all. This is dangerous. This is not okay. This is not cool what she was trying to do to us early on. But we're made to be the bad guys. We're the ones that's stalking her and allegedly stalking her and allegedly terrorizing her. All false accusations, all not true. You hear this, you read it, I've showed you, and I will make it all where you can read it yourselves on a video tomorrow. She said, sorry I messaged so late. It just occurred to me that I should warn y'all and the other smaller ones I know, talking about channels. Y'all and your safety matter as much as ours. And YouTube is in full frenzy mode. And I'm just finding out some of the crazy happenings in the shadows we should all be concerned about. It has my kids terrified. Sigh, she says. But yeah, same here. Trying to get a tiny human calm. And to bed. So maybe she can go to school today, unlike yesterday, because fear and terror created by YouTubers. Does that not imply or try to put it across that child is small and young and has to get in bed and go to school? Doesn't sound like a 15 or 16-year-old, 14, 15-year-old, teenager, does it? Very, 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 very strange, in my opinion. The one I wanted to read to y'all is this one right here. There she is talking about So she tries to. The reason I pulled these out to begin with is she tries to convince us that the footprints are not real, even though she's going around telling everybody else that they're real. Um, then, if we didn't know the info we did know and we weren't aware of, she would have then shifted people's attention to a different direction. That's dangerous. Now, people that are reporting on something that is accurate, this is very, very alarming to me. This one is very, very strange. What is the main thing that people in search and rescue and law enforcement look for? People that would distract or point people's attention in another direction. In my opinion, this is what she was trying to do. She told us that the footprints were not real, or they weren't as important as they were being made out to be. I said, yes, they are. I said, the property owner, is very credible, is he not? She says, oh, yeah, it's maybe law enforcement just told me that to throw me off. So their law enforcement is just telling you that to throw you off. This is a problem. This is the things that have made me think that she is covering for something. Out of all the people we have covered, and you can mark my words right here, and I'll say it, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, whatever this case turns out to be, but I have never had a stronger feeling or a bad feeling in my gut like I have for the things she has said, and the stuff that doesn't make sense that she has said. That's where it is right here. There she's talking about that Ethan Kidd's Toyota Tacoma. Okay. She said, I will tell you, cops did tell me long before that neighbor went public that those footprints were bull BS. In far less kind words, but it seemed maybe like misdirection, she says. I said, uh, hey, when you get a chance, I want to know what law enforcement said about those prints. What you were talking about last night, and was going to ask you about the Ethan guy. No, they keep regurgitating that truck and the poor kids pick every 2 weeks, every week or two, and are currently back on it today because of, she says, share last night. My inbox is full of that nonsense. It's not even the right year. And I know they said Ellie already checked that weeks ago. And then I said, it's about the prints. She keeps throwing me. Okay. Oh, and the only one that law enforcement actually said was clear, right? It's talking about a truck. And what did law enforcement say about those footprints? I believe the property owner. I just don't see why he would lie about this. She then goes, after she said everything she said before, the prints aren't a lie, nor is he lying. So you're telling us that I did want to tell you, she comes out of nowhere and says law enforcement. I will this is what she said first, December 2nd, 11:36 p.m. I will tell you, cops did tell me long before that neighbor went public that those footprints were BS in far less kind words, but it seemed like misdirection. And then I said, oh, what I said. She said, the prints aren't a lie, nor is he lying. Not to my knowledge, anyway. LE did kind of insinuate it was made more than it was, though. Kind of laughed it off. Made it out to be BS, but could be misdirection. You see how she's trying to play mind games right there? That's a problem. That's a problem, in my opinion. Oh God, I hope y'all feel my stress here. This is what we've dealt with from the get go. I don't ask for anybody's sympathy. You can see how we went crazy. All right. That's right. Possibly, sweet peas. But I feel like there's far more that she's covered from the very beginning. If law enforcement was this, maybe she's unraveling and she just told on herself at the end, and she's claiming. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there has been very, very calculated, very, very strategic attempts to uh, sway people's attention, to divert people's attentions, to run the narrative, so on and so forth. Okay, that's. I hope that's. That's what I got. Okay, trying to think if there's anything else I've left out. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot. She said so much, so much, so much. Yeah, but when she's questioned, what is it? Pity me, pity me, pity me, pity me. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do I get a thumbs up? Give me a one if I did okay with that and that made sense. And that you find that kind of, made you think a little bit. I'd appreciate. Give me a one if you think so. I got 833 people in here. I would appreciate it if you hit that like button. Leave that touch DNA on that like button. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you from Cracking Cases. Jodie Sue Brown says she will never tell everything. Yeah, that's a problem right there. That's holding back on. You'll never tell everything. And, if information she has could help Summer in any way, shape, or form, I think that they already know. I think that's why she has been more, she wants to talk about everybody else being what's the word she uses? A sociopath. Well, the only sociopath I've seen over there is, looking back at her in the mirror, because she's always referring to me, 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 and what everything else. What happened in February? Let's talk about that. Y'all remember the live where I showed on Summer's birthday on February 3rd and 4th? They sent the woman that helped her for Christmas that they did not know. This woman randomly helped Jodie Sue and her two children for Christmas, gave them $300. Then on February 3rd and 4th, tried to send accidentally $800 to this lady. Then say, oops, can you send that back? Well, that's a well-known scam that goes around where, the person will then send back the 800. They canceled their, what they do is they cancel the sent money to that person, but by the time the other money is already being sent, they get a free $800, and then they don't never heard of. Is that what happened 100%? I don't know. But the woman was smart. She said, no, I'm going to wait till it clears in my bank. And then I will send it back to you PayPal, because PayPal is very protected, more protected than Facebook Pay. That happened then. Then Jodie Sue accused this woman who helped them for Christmas of trying to hack Damien's account and send his whole paycheck to her. She said, that's not what happened. Damien said right there, she had screenshots. If y'all haven't caught that live, please go watch that. Ball's in your court, Jodie Sue. Everything that's being talked about, we've shown receipts, we've shown facts, we've shown everything there is. Now, everything that I spoke in my opinion in this live was, I will call it speculation. That's my opinion. Now I'm asking you questions. Why all the misdirection? Why all the narratives being pushed? The things that, everything that you said was coming out of Don Wells' mouth on news interviews, everything. Why? Tell us why it was important for you to do so. Again, we know you're not going to answer us because we're just YouTubers and you don't have to. Well, ma'am, I encourage you, if you're going to say that you report things, I hope that you that you will answer it for the law when they do come asking you questions for the things. And God, I pray that they take that seriously and go questions ask you questions of the things that you stated on this. Right? Angel talks too fast. I want to catch up with the chat. I haven't got to catch up on a lot of things that y'all said in here. And what is she doing on camera? Yeah, exactly. She's doing. There's a record of it. Now, law enforcement, please watch this. If you're paying attention to social media, but you don't want people to report things off YouTube videos and so on and so forth, this is what I shared on Cold Case Crystal's panel earlier. Social media can be a positive tool. It can make a difference in true crime. It has before, it can now, and it will in the future if we conduct ourselves in a factual, fact-based, proving where we get our information, showing where we're coming from with, and people that are boots on the ground being credible and making sure they're very skilled in the things that they're doing. If search and rescue is what they're doing, make sure that you're covered. Make sure that you know the base. Make sure you're certified to go out and search. That way, when things are found on, potentially found on a search, you can step back, call law enforcement, say this was found. They don't even have to worry so that that everything was handled correctly, right? Y'all, so I went over there and asked your questions, and she got pissed, but I didn't get blocked. What'd she say, April King? Questions that need to be answered. Is she live right now? Hey, man, if these aren't irrelevant questions, I don't know what else is. I said, baby, you got it twisted. I would never want to compare. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look, and look, these are just people's honest opinions on things that she's done. They're asking questions, and this is the way that she, she reacts to them. The truth is the truth, though, and it'll stand when the world's on fire. Amen to that. Amen. Amen to that. Thank you, Cameron. Don't call me Cameron. No, I'm not Cameron. My name's Camden. But I appreciate it. Cam is, you can call me Cam for short. Cam out. I appreciate it. I know I get called that all the time. Even my grandparents sometimes call me Cameron. And I'm like, that's not my name, though. That's just, they don't, you know how grandparents are. They'll call you whatever they want to call you. Thank you, Wayland's me. I appreciate that. The truth never lies. Amen. What does it say? Or Camster. Yeah, the Camster. The Camdini. The Cam Doodle. Yeah, check it out. If y'all interested and you want to help this channel, check out our merch store. It has nothing to do with summer, has nothing to do with cases. It's just our platform. If you want to represent us, there it is. We're not pushing it on anybody, but it's there if you want to. Thank y'all for everything. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the kind words and the encouragement that y'all give us. We truly appreciate it. I was going to go ahead and show a case that was out of this area. I'm going to do it on a different live. It was just a short thing, but it's very interesting. I think I want to wait for Allie to do that. I think that's what we'll do. Squires Kelsler, was Redmond's property searched? I don't know. As far as law enforcement, I can't say that we were able to go on that property because I wasn't a part of that one. So I don't know. Hopefully, law enforcement did. She took Doohickeys Ranch. That's her main man right there. What happened there? That's the one who's caused so much hatred towards us. Why did Doohickey lose her iron? I have to ask why. Dashing cam. Thank you. Called by siblings' names, the dogs' names, right? Thank you, Southern Gospel Gal. I was hopefully, if you heard me say any language, it's because I repeated it. Things I might have got mad and said a sh word. I'm not perfect. Sorry about that. Thank y'all so much for bearing with me and dealing with me through those times. Gingerland, nope, she didn't even try to answer. And I wasn't being mean, just asked her very politely, and her mods riled her up. That's true. Do you think she's covering for Frank Light? That's a good question. She takes up for him, and she's tied to many, she's tied to two. I'm not going to say many, a couple SOs. One, or RSOs, sorry. Frank Light, and one being Randy Haas, whatever you want to say. He's former law enforcement who got his charges while on duty. Cambodian. Y'all are crazy. Free falling, thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you. Not just for the super chat, but your comment. That does mean a lot. Appreciate that. Doug live in Northport. Yeah, we'll pray for him for 100%. This is, guys, let's make sure that we stay in our lane. This is the web. Let's keep everything on social media. Let's not go real life, because Doug live in Northport, the things, if y'all are aware of what happened to him, somebody went real life and attacked him. And, I don't know the extent of his injuries or what's going on with him in detail. I just heard through other channels, but it's very important that people don't go real life. It's not worth it. It's not, it's uncalled for. Nobody needs to ever go after somebody. Nobody ever needs to go harass, stalk, whatsoever. It's uncalled for, and that's all I'm going to say. Prince Cam. Thank you, Queen of Kings. Thank you. Tell my ET I'm glad she's filming. I'll be thinking of her first day back to work. I will. I'll tell her, Brianna. Thank you. Brianna. Thank y'all, guys. Does physicals on foster kids too. So why did the drugs not show up in the boys' system? That's true too. Good point, Cold Case Crystal. Make sure y'all go over there and you he's a nice guy. He's in the ICU doing better. Okay, thank you, Teresa Huckabee. Y'all make sure to go and subscribe to Cold Case Crystal if you haven't. No, it's not worth it whatsoever. People are calling the hospital too. Yeah, you let the man, guys, let's let the man recover in peace and just have prayers for Doug. Remember him in your prayers. Guys, if there's anybody that's needing prayer, I'm going to just do it in a big picture. Thank y'all for being here. And yeah, Adjusted Fate. I talked about that. He was attacked in his vehicle. People went real life. He was sitting in his car, I guess, getting ready for a live, and somebody attacked him through the window, is what I was told. And he was hurt very badly. Yeah, I covered that. Yeah, people need to keep sharing that. Let it be known that this going real life crap has to stop. It's uncalled for again. What's up? What's up, Melissa? What's going on? What can I help you with? What's going on? Y'all pray for Richard Honeacre's family. That's the case we've been covering. We're going to be covering that more in depth as we keep going. As more details that we can uncover working with the family, we will bring that to you as soon as we find out. Guys, I'll pray for all of y'all that are in the chat. We're going to pray one big prayer for everybody. Let's do that right now. All right, dear Lord, thank you for everything you do. We ask that anybody in this chat needs prayer, that you meet their prayer requests, Lord. We ask that you, even the people that don't know you, Lord, we ask that you meet them right where they are. Show them that you're real. Show them that you still make miracles happen today as you did in the Bible. We ask for healing on people that are having medical issues and people that are having just struggles in daily life, Lord. We ask that you just take those issues away from them as they can just live a healthy, functional life with you in their life, God. Let us always be sure to thank you again without always asking. But God, thank you for loving us. Thank you for saving our lives when we don't even know that you have. We might turn our head, we might blink, and you've saved us from something that we never saw even coming our way. God, we ask that you put a hedge of protection around Summer, put a hedge of protection around Michael Vaughn and all the missing children, all the missing people, all the crimes that go, unpunished in the United States, the people that get away with literal murder, Lord. We ask that you bring those people to justice, let the light shine in the darkness. And, we're not guaranteed the breath in our lungs tomorrow, so let us be ready. Let us know that we have lived our best life and that we have, always treated people with love and respect and dignity. Let the truth be told and let the lies be brought to light. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. And Lord, we also lift up Doug Live in Florida before we end. We ask that this stuff of people going real life and attacking people or going to people's homes or doxing or whatever it may be, that it just stops. Let's make sure that we stay in our lane. Make sure that YouTube True Crime stays on YouTube True Crime and not going to people's homes where their children and family are. It's uncalled for, and it's not, let us stand up and say that we're not gonna stand for it. Lord, we ask that if there is anything that should be known in Summer's case, if whoever it may be is responsible for Summer's disappearance or is responsible for whatever happened, Lord, we ask that they are brought to justice. They are brought forward to answer for the things they've done. God, we just ask that you just bring either Summer home safe and sound, or just answers to this situation. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Thank y'all so much. I'm done. I'm Cam. We appreciate y'all. I'm speaking for Allie. She's not in here right now, but she appreciates each and every one of you. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice, but justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate. Till next time, we appreciate each and every one of y'all again. God bless. Keep on cracking. Good night.